You might be interested in starting a YouTube channel in Japan. What's it like? Is it worth it? And how can you speed things up? So we just got monetized this month, so I thought it'd be a good chance to make a little quick video about our journey so far. So in this video, I'm just going to go through the kind of background and experiences we've had growing the channel so far, what we've done, what we should have done maybe, and what we're going to do in the future. So I actually started the channel back in 2016, but didn't upload any videos until about 2020. And even then, they were very short, half-hearted, and we only uploaded 2 or 3. Then in November 2021, we actually had the Retire Japan online conference. And as part of that, we recorded the sessions and put them up on the Retire Japan YouTube channel. And that was our first kind of step into actually being a real YouTube channel. We got lots of views, and those videos are still some of the most viewed videos on the site. And then we stopped uploading videos. We just had the videos from the conference, and that was it. A year later, I started getting interested in the idea of having a YouTube channel, and I started looking into how I might go about doing that. I uploaded a few videos, but it all felt a little bit confusing. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't have any kind of system. I didn't really have goals, and I didn't know how to reach those goals. So I kind of looked around, and I found Ali Abdal's part-time YouTuber Academy course, and at the time it was still a live cohort course. I was part of cohort 7, so that was at the end of last year, and I took the course and I did the homework, which I think was the most useful part of the course, and that really started the channel on its current directory and has basically contributed to what little success we've had so far. After taking part-time YouTuber Academy, we've been more or less consistent in uploading videos. We've uploaded 91 videos so far, and a couple of weeks ago we finally reached the monetization targets. And the monetization targets on YouTube are that you have 1,000 subscribers. We got that quite early, and that you have 4,000 watch hours within the last year. And that was the tough one for us, getting to those 4,000 watch hours. Our progress towards that was quite slow to begin with, especially once the Retire Japan conference and those hundreds of viewing hours dropped off our 1-year moving target. But we found that things accelerated recently, and particularly for the last month or so, we've been uploading more videos than normal, which seemed to have a kind of multiplier effect, and we've actually got something like 1,500 viewing hours in the last month alone, and that pushed us over the limit. Once we reach the targets, actually applying to get monetized is really simple. You just kind of fill in a couple of forms, link an AdSense account, and so on, and we actually got confirmation within 3 or 4 days, I think. So we've been monetized for about 2 weeks, and so far we have made just over 2,000 yen. So it's averaging somewhere around 100 yen a day based on views of ads on our videos. And the way that YouTube works is that advertisers bid to put their ads on your videos. So the type of videos you make and what kind of audience you have, and most importantly possibly where you are and where your viewers are, is the most important thing. So for Retire Japan, we are a finance channel, a personal finance channel, which is one of the highest paid types of content on YouTube, but we're in Japan and our viewers are in Japan, and Japan pays out much less than, say, the US or other European countries do. As I suspected, I don't think we're actually going to make a lot of money from this channel, which is fine, because our purpose for starting the YouTube channel and for putting more effort into the YouTube channel was not to make money from YouTube, but to reach as wide an audience as possible. So I started Retire Japan because I wanted to help people living in Japan learn about personal finance, kind of get control of their financial life and improve their lifestyle, because that's what I was able to do just by learning about personal finance and kind of establishing some kind of really simple baseline habits. And I thought, you know, if my life is this much better, then everyone else's could be as well. And that's what Retire Japan is for. And so the YouTube channel is just there to spread the word, reach people, and basically connect connect with people who maybe weren't aware of Retire Japan before. Going forward, we're going to try and stick to a regular posting routine of maybe 2 videos a week, and I hope this is going to allow us to continue to grow in the same way. Now, you'll often see people on YouTube talk about, we produce content and then suddenly one of our videos was a viral hit and got hundreds of thousands of views and we got loads of subscribers, and that's where our success came from. Well, Retire Japan has not had that. It's been a steady grind. We've seen steady progress. There's been no viral hits. There's been no kind of lucky videos, and that's fine, I think. I wasn't expecting that. And I think if we carry on our current trajectory, I'll be very happy with where the YouTube channel ends up. In terms of equipment, when we started out, we were using things like webcams to shoot videos or maybe smartphones to shoot videos, but I wasn't happy with the results. And I ended up buying an entry-level Sony camera, a mirrorless APS-C camera, the ZV-E10. It's kind of made for bloggers and people like that, and it's a very low-cost option with some decent specs. And so we got the camera, we got a couple of lenses, we got some microphones, tripod, lights, etc. We got a fair amount of equipment for the YouTube channel that I'm still learning how to use. In terms of software, we've been using DaVinci Resolve, which is a professional level editing program, but it's free, so it's just as good as, say, Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, which are incredibly expensive, but it's free. There's 2 versions of DaVinci Resolve. There's the normal version and the studio version. Studio version does cost money. It's designed for people making films, basically. But the normal version of DaVinci Resolve has 90% of the functionality and is really good. I'm probably using about 2% of what it can actually do, but it's been really interesting learning how to use the software, and hopefully you can tell that the videos are improving slightly over time. Other things I found useful are Epidemic Sound for music and sound effects, flaticon.com for icons and graphics, Irastoya, which is a Japanese website with free downloads. That's where you get all these cute little Japanese style people, and a piece of software for the Mac called Mac Whisper, which basically auto-generates subtitles for you. Now, that probably was complete overkill. Like, we could have done the same thing just using a smartphone and some normal lights and free software and so on, but we had the revenue from Retire Japan's main site, and I wanted to really give this YouTube thing a proper go. So we ended up spending quite a lot of money on equipment and training and resources and so on. All in all, so far, I think we've probably spent about 500,000 yen on equipment and courses, mainly the Part-Time YouTuber Academy course, which was fairly expensive, but very much worth it for me in that it kickstarted this and it got me to this point. And we've probably spent hundreds of hours on YouTube so far. So at the moment, for me to shoot a 10-minute video probably takes a couple of hours of kind of thinking and planning and scripting. I don't write full scripts, I write a kind of outline of what I want to say and then basically do it on camera. Then maybe an hour or so to actually shoot the video. I mainly do one take, often repeating things multiple times until I get it right. And then in the edit, I chop out all the failed takes. And then the editing itself using DaVinci Resolve probably takes me between 2 and maybe 8 hours, depending on how many effects and graphics and so on I want to include. I have been making an effort to try and improve the videos a little bit each time, and that usually involves some kind of learning curves where I try and figure out how to do something I want to do, or I try and put in more and more little touches that make it more interesting, maybe more interactive, and so on. And of course, so far we've earned about 2,300 yen. So is it worth trying to start a YouTube channel from Japan in 2023? Well, it depends on what you want to do. So I didn't have any financial goals for the channel. All I wanted to do was to use YouTube as a kind of search engine, as a recommendation engine, and try and get Retire Japan in front of as many people as possible. And that seems to be working. So I really feel that the profile of the site has grown and we've been able to get this information in front of a lot more people now that we've started using YouTube. So for me, this has been a complete success, even though from a financial perspective, it doesn't really work. Now, it's possible that in the future, the channel will become more financially successful. If we grow our audience and we get more views on our videos, maybe some of our videos become popular, get picked up by YouTube and publicized more widely. But even if that doesn't happen, I'll be perfectly happy with what we've accomplished so far and what we are likely to be able to do in the future based on the current rate of progress. Would I recommend starting a YouTube channel in Japan in 2023? Yeah, maybe. I would recommend treating it as a hobby, as something fun. Don't invest lots of money in equipment and training unless you have the resources to do so. I don't think you need to. You can start off with a smartphone and just upload normal videos that way. And the key thing is just to make lots of videos, upload stuff regularly, try and keep learning, keep it fun, and try to make sure that each video is slightly better in some way, whether that's the quality of the footage or the quality of the editing or the quality of the scripting or how the video is structured or the contents. And if you do that, then I think you'll have a lot of fun and you'll have more chance of being successful on YouTube. One thing that lots of people recommend is to get an outside editor as soon as possible. So Ali Abdal recommends this very strongly in his YouTube course. But I'm not sure if that's actually the right way to go about things. So he himself spent a few years editing his videos before he outsourced them to someone else. And I've tried outsourcing my videos to people. I've tried a couple of different editors, but that never worked out. And I think the reason for that is that I personally don't know enough about editing yet in order to be able to farm that out to other people. So I think the learning curve of learning to edit your videos yourself is very valuable. And then once you have figured that out and you've got a little bit of income coming in from YouTube, that might be the time to find an editor, maybe through Fiverr or something similar, and get rid of that editing time. So how about you? Are you interested in starting a YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube channel already? If you do you have any advice for me? If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll see you in the next video.